Come on, we're doing this.
I'm just following you around with a laptop, sir. Can you see it?
No, of course I can.
Oh, great.
All right, come around this way. Here we go. Are we live? Do you have any comments? Does it show anything for you?
I can see him.
You can see comments?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's a good sign. I think we might be live. Comment in the chat if we're live. Let us know. This is new. This is very new territory for us, folks. Let us know. Are we live? Can you see us? Can you hear us? How we look? We're good? All right, let's get this party started, everybody. It is Friday night. It is Sacramento, and we are here live at the FluxJet factory, and we're about to take you on the first ever live tour of our facility. Now, this part is where it gets really exciting, everybody, because we spend a lot of hours and a lot of weeks in the shop, toiling away, working on stuff. This is the part where we get to connect it back to what we're really doing here, to the people that have come tonight to be here in person as your surrogates to check out what we're doing. We get to show them all the stuff. It's really fun. Me and my team really, really enjoy it. So without further ado, let's go inside. Notice, filming in progress. Legal disclosures. We're good? Okay, come on in. Howdy, everybody. How are we doing? Say hi to everybody. Hi. We are live on YouTube, everybody. So tonight we're going to be doing a live walkthrough with you, and we're also going to be doing a live walkthrough with everyone on the internet who couldn't be here tonight. But thank you all for being here in person. I'm a little over animated right now because we're on TV, so bear with me. I promise it won't go on the entire time. But so yeah, I want to just introduce yourself real quick. Just first names only is good.
I'm Brian.
Monica.
Monica.
I am Riley. This is Kayla and Adeline. We're from Georgia.
Oh, you come all the way out from Georgia?
Yeah.
Did you catch that? All the way from Georgia, folks. It's awesome.
We're 20 minutes away.
Dan. Oh, you're right down the road? Yeah. Awesome. How we doing, Dan? Dan?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. It's a lot of names, folks. Bear with me here. How we doing? Jason. James. Nice to meet you, James. How we doing?
Hi.
Doing great. Jason.
Emily.
Nice to meet you. So, if you didn't catch it already, I'm Jason Woods with FluxJet Kayaks, and tonight we're going to be walking you through the FluxJet facility, giving you a little bit of a tour of what we got going on. And we have a crowd of folks tonight to share this thing with, so it's super exciting. All right, you ready to go? All right, did anybody get any food, drinks? You guys all good? Okay. Need some water?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the cooler right around the corner here. Well, we got another one just in time. I think I know this one.
Dad's on the way.
Thanks for coming. This is Sue, everybody.
Hello.
Hi. Full disclosure, we are live on YouTube right now, so the whole world is also tuning in for this little tour. So bear with us, folks. We'll be right back to it. So the first thing you'll kind of see when you come in at FluxJet, we got the logo on the door, obviously, but me and my team did a little bit of artwork in here. We originally, when we came in, it was very dingy, but James and our buddy Dave helped us out. We ended up doing this with a projector. We got a quote to do vinyl on the walls. We wanted like $3,000 just to put our logos up like this. So we ended up finding a projector on Amazon and painted it ourselves. And then James brought us a piece of scrap plastic and we did the logo up on the wall with that. But yeah, so trying to make it a little fun, trying to keep it interesting. All right, we good? All right, so obviously the first stop on the tour here is the kayak. We have one sitting here. We got it on the stand, and this is pretty much how it comes to us when it rolls in. So it's 11 foot long, it's 35.5 inches wide, weighs about 88 pounds as a whole weight, and then fully rigged, it's about 98 pounds with all the stuff. So yeah, it comes fully equipped. So the great thing about FluxJet and what we're really pioneering is delivering you a complete solution out of the box. So you don't have to go piecemeal together different pieces. You literally just drop a battery in and plug it in, and the thing's just going to work for you. So it comes with your foot steering. Obviously, we've got our you can see we've got our battery storage down under the seat. Nice comfy seat here, and then obviously back here we got our steering turntable, and then the coup de grace, the jet drive, which is down underneath. So if you see over here in the corner, you might have noticed this little guy. This is a cutaway from underneath. I can pass this around for you. basically this is a cutaway of the underside. So this is the piece that makes it all happen. So this is the integrated jet drive that mounts up underneath. And then obviously you have just a pass through so the cables can go up into the boat. So the idea with this was to provide a very simple integrated system that would make it very easy to service, very easy to assemble, very inexpensive, and nothing to break. So when you get to the water, every time you don't have to reassemble and disassemble the whole kayak and do all that kind of crazy stuff. It's all just ready to go, and it's in there. You drop it in the water, and away you go. So with that, we'll go ahead and we'll head around the corner here, and I'll walk you guys out to the shop, and we can actually get to some of the real kayaks. How we doing, Jason? Good to meet you. Yeah, come on. We'll head right around this way. There we go. All right, this is a fun one. Our buddy Dave hooked us up in here. Dave, you the man. He made this out of scrap wood. It's like all of our boards around the perimeter here was made out of an old pallet. Oh, we got an echo. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, it's gonna get old holding a laptop all day. He likes his theatrics.
All right, sorry about that. We had a bit of a feedback loop because we're live streaming and projecting all of your comments up on the wall out there, so we were getting a cycle back to ourselves. So I think we got it sorted out. Thank you for bearing with us tonight. Obviously, our first attempt with all this, but so yeah, this was a fun little project. We just wanted to make a little corner out of this dingy little room, and our guys did a great job of helping us out to make this a little more fun as we do the work every day of building this stuff.
Excuse me, guys.
Everybody, come on out. Everybody, come on in. Thanks, man. Hey, come on, Jason. How we doing? Doing well, sir. You something? Yeah, you're good. Come on, everybody. Come check them out, everybody. So here's what all of the fuss has been about. All of these weeks and months of work going on to make this thing happen. All right, come on over here, James. All right, so we got to get you started. You came all the way from Georgia?
Yeah, so we've been over here for 2 weeks for training. California.
Oh, you're Tesla. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
But I work for a large power utility back home. So anyway, we were over here and it's all online. Y'all were doing tours, so we're like, hey, it's about an hour and a half, 2 hour drive over here. Let's go do it.
That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming. Are you guys currently kayakers?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So what kind of kayaks are you in now?
Currently we're in a Lifetime Teton. I can't remember the model. But it's about a 10.5, 11 foot kayak. Manual kayak.
So you both got it.
We both kayak and we both have pre-orders in.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's amazing. So this is the most exciting part, everybody. With people who actually have real pre-orders, all of the work we're doing, they finally get to see the real thing. super, super exciting. So glad you guys could come out. So you guys are in lifetime kayaks right now. Are they motorized or are you just paddling?
So currently, what we're hoping is this is going to be game changing for us because currently it's a logistic nightmare. We got to get somebody to haul us up about 5 or 6 miles.
Oh, yeah.
We kayak down and we own a river lot where we live.
Oh, yeah.
So we kayak down to our river lot, and then you have to have somebody back it up, get the vehicles. Just With this, we're hoping to deploy at our property.
Yeah.
Go up until the battery dies, or maybe it'll make it the whole way.
Exactly, yeah.
And then kayak back down.
Yeah. That's exactly the way to do it. Start at the bottom, go up, and then you can always just flow back no matter what. But yeah, that's the perfect. I mean, I'm guessing you guys have seen our river videos.
Yes, we're hoping that we'll make it up. We don't really have rapids, but they're like small shoals.
Yeah.
We're hoping it'll power through and go up. Awesome, excited about that. One quick question for you. You mentioned in a video a while back something about potential jumpsuit coming. Is that still coming? Because we want to.
Yeah, I mean, well, the funny thing was, I've already taken the girls at it, and it turns out that it's almost like a little car seat in the front by default. So I mean, we need to just throw their jacket kind of up in there. But well, they've got a life jacket on anyway, right? So they're basically already padded. So it kind of was like, we'll definitely get it, but it worked pretty good just being able to put it in there. 'Cause obviously, in a boat, folks, you don't wear seatbelts in boats because that would be bad. So no seatbelts. You just want to make sure you always wear your life jacket. But yeah, obviously, there's plenty of room there. A big giant open deck. So I mean, this is your first experience seeing this thing. You've obviously been following us, and you got a pre-order in, and you drove all the way out here. So for all the folks at home, so they're living vicariously for you through you right now. So you come all the way out here. What's your first impression?
I like it so far. I love that this is a gripe we have on our lifetime kayaks. This right here looks very rugged and built in. Our straps, the ones we have strapped, broken and pulled out, just in dirt and throwing it around.
Your toes around.
Yeah, that looks pretty stout. That's molded in.
Yeah, so we've got handles all the way around. We've got one in the front, one on each side, and 2 in the back. And they're all molded in. So that's as strong as the hull itself. There's no wear points, no mounts to fail, that kind of stuff. Size-wise, is about what you thought?
It's a little bigger than the home in person, but like I said, I mean, we're at a 10.5-foot kayak now, so it's just a little bit bigger now. We'll get used to it.
Yeah. Do you have a rudder, or you're just straight down? Straight down. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be that's quite the jump.
Yeah, it's gonna be
game changer. Yeah. Yeah, so obviously it's coming pretty well already set up for you. All the electrical's done, all the lighting is done. You got your battery charge display here, you've got your phone charger, lighting controls, foot steering's already done, fully rigged, ready to go for you. There's no out of the box. All you gotta do is drop a battery here. Open that guy up. Battery goes in there. You connect your 2 thermals, red and black. Plug it in. Straight forward.
What's the most efficient battery system that you guys recommend?
What is the most efficient battery system that we recommend? So, efficiency, basically the higher the voltage you go, generally speaking, the more efficiency you're going to get at any given power, right? If you're down at low power, it doesn't really make much difference whether you're using high voltage or low voltage if you're going slow. But as you start to go higher in power, you definitely want to run the higher voltages. Anything, I mean, what we found so far is that 24 volts actually, it depends on what your speed goals are. But at 5 miles an hour, like 4.85 miles an hour, 24 volt works like a charm. It's somewhere around 750 watts. Okay, it's a very happy little boat at that. So it's more just being able to access those higher speeds. And those higher speeds are inherently less efficient overall. So 24 to 36, I think, is where most people will land. And as higher voltage batteries, 48 to 60 become available, I think that will kind of be where the industry will move to. So you said you were local, right?
We're local. My son's in North Carolina, so this is one of the options that we're considering for there. And the biggest issue is like there, everything's shoals, sheds, inshore, in-bay fishing and stuff like that. But you also do times.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what Richard was asking about voltage.
Oh, yeah.
Because those types can get more pretty quick.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And that was one of the things when we started out designing this is really for people that, you know, it's one thing to be able to paddle out for half the day, but all of a sudden, at the end of the day, the wind kicks up and or the tide starts picking up, and all of a sudden you're trying to fight back against that with a paddle. It can be a rough day. So this thing really gives you the ability to be able to go where you want, when you want, how you want. It's awesome. Where are you from?
Oh, Benicia, California?
Oh, you're from Benicia. Awesome. Yeah, I used to be out in the Bay Area too. Peter, you currently a kayak?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've gotten a few from the local shop here in town.
Do you fish? Are you a fisherman or just
Oh,
kayak?
No,
Awesome. You do ocean mostly, or where are you
no, pretty much there in the Strait, the Delta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Do you have a motorized kayak?
Yeah, I have an AP 136 Old Town.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Awesome. So what brought you to want to come check it? Or do you currently have a pre-order or you're just checking out?
Nope, we bought you, me and my daughter. She's up from Southern California.
Awesome.
I'm gonna plant her in the Southern California area with one of the first ones. And then I'll be here in the offshore, inshore bays, testing.
The red.
Can
you pull that off?
Yeah. Awesome.
The Mac key.
Well, yeah, I mean, this thing is pretty much
The Mac key.
for that. I mean, I grew up fishing in the Delta myself too, so that bracket spot in the Delta. I mean, James, he's intimately familiar with the Delta fishing situation, but yeah, this thing is pretty well rounded. I mean, when we designed the kayak, we really wanted to build something that can pretty much go anywhere you need to get to,
Right.
be able to handle it.
Yeah.
In the drivetrain, but also just the overall hull design too. I think you're really going to find can handle that kind of environment real well. That being our native home type territory. But
Yeah.
what else we got? Are you here local too?
I'm a person.
That's awesome. Awesome. What brings you by that?
You can say that I have a pre-order.
You do? All right. So another pre-order. That's awesome.
I'll be a rookie. Not a kayak.
So you're new. Okay, so that's exciting. And someone new coming into space. Because that's one of the things that we really wanted to do with FluxJet is we really hope to build something that could make this a lot more accessible for people, where you didn't have to be the guru that could rig out a kayak and know how to do all this stuff and run tubes and wires and all that kind of stuff. We're trying to provide you with something that just can do that out of the box. So yeah, it's exactly what we were looking for, is to be able to bring more people into the sport. So you're on the side, you fish the Delta too?
Yeah, I belong to a board club out there.
Yeah.
Port Stop Board Club. So we have all the Delta and then all the lakes up there. You got to board.
Oh yeah. Did they open up Comanche yet, James? They're
Soon. 30 days. 30 days.
Close to.
So they just started.
If you don't know, there's been a lot of stuff back and forth in California as far as access to the lakes. There's invasive mussels going on. They shut a bunch of lakes down. There's been a bunch of drama. California, go figure. Been working through that stuff, but hopefully they're saying they're going to be opening that back up soon. So Comanche's a great fishing area too. So I mean, hopefully we get that going again. Yeah. Awesome. Who else we got? Who did I miss? Anybody else? Are you here local?
Yes, I'm local.
Awesome. So, are you in a kayak currently?
Yeah, I have a couple kayak games and also had in kayak for a while.
Oh, awesome, yeah. So, what brings you by tonight? Just want to come check out?
Yeah, I'm curious about things. I'm not curious about them, but also yeah, how you say that. So
It's very intriguing.
Awesome. Do you have time?
Uh-oh.
It's time.
It's 5:14.
5:14. Okay. So I scheduled ahead of time, 5:30. We dropped some hints about the Flux link. I don't know if any of you caught that. But we have another secret project that we're unveiling tonight as part of our first ever live stream / walk through the factory / why don't we just stack some more stuff on top of this. It's going to be great. But we scheduled the video. I hope it goes live. It's scheduled to go live on its own at 5:30. So if you want to click over and check that out, you'll be able to do it. And we'll see if I can get it put up here so we can watch it too. But I'm going to, at 5:30, when that goes live, I'm going to give you a live demo here in the shop of what it is. Stay tuned, just a few more minutes, we'll be able to unveil that. So obviously, FluxJet has been in the progress of development for a very long time. The basis of the technology started over a decade ago, and it eventually found its way into a kayak, but it's been in multiple things before that. You see up here, up on top, that's some of the old relics of of a bygone company. But when I started out 10, 15 years ago, we wanted to create the world's smallest, lightest personal watercraft, basically. So the Chimera bodyboard up there weighed 70 pounds of battery in it, carry a person at 20 miles an hour, and just drop in a battery and be able to go cruise around. So it was essentially a rotomolded hull like a kayak, but way smaller and way more powerful. Along the way, we developed a new drivetrain, and we called it the Flux drive. And that Flux drive, we originally were designed to be able to put in the next generation of bodyboard, but we realized the opportunity was way bigger for kayaks. And the best part about it was that there was all the ready-made infrastructure for batteries that already existed. So that opened it up to being able to take the drive and be able to offer people that one-and-done solution, anything that just works out of the box. And that's really what the ethos of FluxJet is, being able to provide you something you just pull out and just go use without a bunch of headache and without a bunch of work. So to that end, we originally started out, we wanted to take our drive and we wanted to work with other kayak companies. We asked, hey, let's take this thing, we'll put it in your kayak, it'll be great. And they're like, you're crazy, kid, get out of here. So that's kind of how that went, because it's a big ask. You have to build a boat around the drive, and that's purpose built for that. But in return for that commitment, you get something that can do things that nothing else can do. And obviously one of the big ones that everybody sees right away is being gone over this. Roll this puppy. There's nothing under the boat. There's no motor, there's no propeller. It's like magic. Like, it's just completely flat. And if you guys have seen our river videos, this thing can make it through 3 inches of water like it's nothing. It's pretty amazing what this did. That was a great video we had out with the aggressively average anglers. I have a tongue twister for me. Absolutely fantastic time with those guys. Thanks again for coming out. Boy, let me tell you, that was a wild day. 6.5 hours on the river. It's just 42 degrees out, just freezing bone cold. 6.5 hours. I think we did 7.5, 8 miles down the river total. It was a wild time, a lot of fun, sucking gravel, driving through weeds, and we made it through. So great times were had by all, but man, I'm glad it is finally starting to warm up. So, I think most people have seen the kayak up close and personal, but is there anything that jumps out to anybody that seems out of place? Anything you didn't expect? Anything different? Or does it line up pretty close with what you thought?
I'll speak on that real quick.
Yeah.
So when I placed my order, the color of the gray, it's a lot darker in person than I expected.
Yeah.
I said that. That was when I placed the order. I don't know if the colors maybe changed or not.
It was a rendering. So yeah, at the beginning it was taken from render. I mean, the same thing with the blue was a little different. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if James, you want to come closer on the gray one? Did you get gray?
I ordered gray, but seeing it in person, what I wanted was in the Georgia heat, something that would be more, I guess, reflected and not absorb as much heat. So seeing the tan in person compared to the gray, the tan probably would have been a better fit for heat. Less absorbent.
Well, let us know. I mean, at this stage, if you want to change color, let us know. Like, that is a possibility. But yeah, I believe we did make the rendering darker because that was something that was brought up. Just because, you know, the way it comes across on your monitor, the way it comes across in person, we're also in a dimly lit room right now, so it does look different when it's out in daylight. So it does look good.
I'm just concerned about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can tell you this, I've been kayaking for 8 years now. My little brother James has a black. Dude, it's cool to the touch, 100-degree weather. So the color's not going to be. I was worried about seepage and sinkage and all that fun stuff. You haven't had a single issue.
Yeah.
So color really doesn't play a role as far as the deck goes, as far as heat goes, or any of that. So
Yeah, it's a great point though. Yeah, bringing up just trying to get across, you know, the color Pantones and that kind of stuff. But yeah, we do have the tan. So we basically, when we did it, we went for 2 drab colors and 2 bright colors. Just wanted to give you it seems like it kind of breaks one way or the other. Either you want to be subtle or you want to be vibrant, and we had to give you that option. So yeah.
So the direction of blue is around the ship traffic.
Oh, yeah.
So I figured, it'd be real visible and they're blue and orange. I like that it's pretty lit, and, with all these now lights, so we really appreciate that. And, off-road to like the interior, I wasn't sure about it at first, but.
Yeah, I mean, luckily it's placed away from you. It's funny. It's, the lighting seems, I didn't know how useful it would really be until we started getting late in the evening and we're out there testing. It's really handy when you're trying to find stuff and get things cleaned up at the end of the night kind of deal. Mostly when I end up using it.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea to make it legal, like you said, ready to go from the time they pick it up. It'll be legal on most all waters.
Absolutely. So yeah. Is it that time? Are we there? No, not there yet. Okay, so let's talk about, so we have this room and it's full of a bunch of kayaks, right? So what is a kayak? A kayak is a bunch of plastic and a bunch of bits. And in the case of our kayak, it is a bunch of plastic bits plus a motor. But really what we're doing here, it's not about the what, it's about the who. I think asking the right questions in 2026 is kind of where the world is headed right now. In the world of AI, where every question can be instantly answered, it's more about what questions we ask. So one thing I want to show you is, come on over this way. One of our super fans, you've probably seen him, our buddy David D. You are the man, and this is your kayak, buddy. So that's one of the things that we started doing in the warehouse, is that we have all these kayaks and it's easy to get lost in the work that we're doing every day, but we really want to stay connected to what we're here doing and why we're doing it. So if you look around, this isn't just a kayak. This isn't just parts. These are all have homes. Every one of these. This is all of our January orders here. Monica H. We got Gary, Albert. It makes it different, It's a different feel when you're putting the screws in this thing and you're bolting it all together and you know who you're bolting it together for. It just changes the way you do things every day. And for our buddy David, you're sitting right here, buddy. We're working on it. We're going to get this done as quick as we can, but we definitely want to make sure that we build this thing right. So thanks for sticking with us. We appreciate all of your support and all your comments. I see all of it. You're always in there. Really appreciate you. So yeah. Maybe I jumped the gun a little bit on the video rollout tonight. So I'll give you just a quick little walkthrough here. You see you got your magnetic power key here. This attaches to your EPM to kill the drive should you fall out of the boat. It's pretty great. So when you come over on the left-hand side here, you see your throttle. Pretty straightforward. So when you turn that throttle forward, it goes forward, back, you go back. Now that's pretty standard. That's generally how a motorboat would work, right? So what we're going to unveil tonight is something a little different. We're going to change the way that motorized kayaks work. Here's how we're going to do it. We call it the Flux link. The concept was pretty simple. We started this back in August. We knew that we couldn't add any more to our plate because we've got way too much already going on. But with these kayaks rolling out, in the process of us testing the kayaks, we came up with a new idea. And we wanted to make sure that every single kayak we built from day one was compatible with this new idea. So we had to start all the way back in August to get this thing ready to show you tonight. So just a few minutes here, the video of the on-the-water demo is going to go live and you'll be able to check that out. But I'm going to show you right here first what it is. So you see right now, if I turn the throttle will run. Now, what if you're going down a bank and you're fishing, you're having to navigate, you're having to constantly start and stop, you're constantly having to adjust your speed, you're having to take your hand away from what you're doing to be able to control that throttle, find center, go forward, find center, go forward. You're able to steer with your feet, which helps a lot. But what if we could make it to where you didn't have to touch the throttle anymore? What's that, you say? That would be pretty awesome. So what we created, come on down here, James. Yeah, it's the blue button. There's a blue button now. What's the button do? This is the cruise control button for the Flux link. So when the button is pushed, the throttle works just as it always has. You push the button in, throttle works normally. If you unclick the button, now it activates the FluxLink system. The FluxLink system, drum roll please, is a set of pressure activated kill switches located in the foot pedals. Bear with me. What that allows us to do is once this button is unclicked, the throttle doesn't work anymore. Just kidding. If you hold down one of your foot pedals, set your throttle to the speed you want, and take your foot off the pedal, the kayak stops. Now this seems incredibly simple, but the result you get from it is fundamentally game-changing, folks, and I don't use that term lightly. I don't think you've ever heard me say it at all. But I can tell you, having spent a lot of hours in this kayak, I think it is the greatest advance we have made since we started this whole thing. Bear with me. You're about to see the video as it goes live on YouTube here in a few minutes, and you'll be able to watch the live demo of this. But what this allows you to do now is you just set a given speed on your throttle, and then you don't have to touch it again. You can navigate the entire boat without having to touch it. All you do is just press your left foot, press your right foot, and you can maneuver the kayak, start and stop, go wherever you want, and you don't have to touch this until you're ready to change speed. So you do eventually have to touch it when you're ready to move from spot to spot, or you want to change speeds, but probably at least an 80% reduction in the amount of throttle interaction you have to make, and that keeps your hands free, and that keeps you focused on what you care about, which is putting the big one in the boat. So pretty exciting stuff. I mean, it's the simplest of ideas. It's a couple of little buttons that we put into the pedals, but I mean, I gotta tell you, the first time we took it out, I was pretty shocked at how effective it was. And we've been testing this now for, like I say, about 4.5 months, and it's definitely coming. So you will see in the video, so down to brass tacks, I mean, obviously, we're behind right now on deliveries, so I cannot make this a priority to roll out yet. As soon as we get caught up on deliveries of the boat, this thing goes immediately to priority 1 as far as accessories go. We are targeting later in 2026, we'll be able to roll this out as a kit, and we are building in compatibility with every single boat that we are rolling out from day 1 to be able to use the system. The best part, now at FluxJet, you know, we are here and we are about value. So to that end, we're going to be rolling this system out for, drumroll, $99 or less. We want to give you all of the functionality, all of the features at the best price anyone could possibly imagine. And I think we're going to deliver on that in spades with this one. So anyway, hope you're as excited about that as we are. Check out that video when it goes live. This has been my TED Talk. I appreciate it. So yeah, so it's pretty exciting stuff. I mean, when you see that video, we'll be able to bring that up for you in a little bit here, and I can show you what that looks like. But being able to just use the pedals instead of having to go back and forth on the throttle, especially if you're a fisherman, it depends on what type of fishing you do too. If you're someone who fishes along, you know, bank lines and that kind of stuff, is constantly having to adjust throttle, or fishing in rivers, it makes a huge difference. If you want to be able to hold position facing that current, you can just be able to position yourself without having to constantly change the throttle. Makes a huge, huge difference. Any questions, anybody? Yeah, cover it. I know I've been rattling on. Freeboard? Well, it depends on where on the boat. So the freeboard is the amount of boat above the water line, right? So the back of the boat is pretty much a normal kayak height, but we're riding right about yay high with a 200-pound person and marginal gear. And your average load out is probably somewhere here. So as you come forward, you get progressively more. So that was part of the design of this kayak in particular. You'll notice we've almost got a canoe, like some kind of weird hybrid canoe design going on, because we wanted a lot of freeboard up in the front. Because for those evenings when the wind blows up and you got to deal with waves and you're getting through the chop, I mean, I can't tell you how many kayak videos I've watched of guys trying to get home at night, just plowing through waves, just rolling over the front of the boat. That's not what this boat's designed to do. We have a huge amount of float volume up in the front of this boat. We really wanted to weight bias it rearward so that nose kind of lifts up as you're going through rollers and chops, so it'll pierce through and kind of roll up and over stuff as you go. do the rough chop in the end of the evening. Make sure you get home safe, because that's all that really matters at the end of the day. If we're going to get you out of the water, we got to make sure we get you back. So, yeah. All the pre-order boats will be coming with the carbon fiber panels. Some of these you'll see have the ABS pieces, but these ones are all the very real carbon fiber that's going in there. If you want, we can. If there's any other questions here, I can walk you around and I can show you some of the components that are going inside the Kayak. If you want to take a look at that. Kind of how we're putting some of the bits and pieces together. Any other questions?
Where do you guys at kind of, I can see nuances between this tool, this one has a lot more inserts.
Yeah.
Or screw inserts or bolt whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, it's a sharp
Like, is that, yeah, they're casting or you're milking them in after the fact?
Yeah, it's a great question. So the blue one is the newest of our demo boats. These four sitting here are the ones that we beat up every day. So the blue one is the current model. And you're absolutely right. So you see here that we added the 4-bolt patterns to the rear, so we have mirrored 4-bolt patterns on each side. That all comes from the factory. There's also another little hidden feature too. So on the original ones, this is flat right here. So if you try to grab this, there's just nothing to grab. Which, if you grab one handle, if you only got one hand free, the whole kayak tries to roll on you. So what we did is we added this little, there's a center pocket right here, so you can actually grab right in that pocket now and get a hold of its center line. So yeah, we added these 4 bolts, we added this, and then some of the more subtle changes, these scuppers up here, we added 2 more that didn't exist on the original one. You can see here, there was just flat deck, and you can see a little bit of a warp here. Because I mean, this one we've been working this one hard. Yeah, this one has been. I mean, we tried to condense as much damage as we could into as few kayaks as we could, because we wanted to compound that damage. If we spread it out across a bunch of kayaks, you don't really get the real wear and tear that you want to see. So we did. This felt a little soft to me. So on the new ones, we added 2 more scuppers right in that center. So when you're standing here, you got all those scuppers around making that floor nice and solid. That was big. We also tightened up the scupper holes a little bit. They were a little loose on this one. Like if you notice, that just kind of falls out of there real easy. And if you were going fast and going through waves and stuff, it could actually pop a scupper out on you. The deck on these things is incredibly dry. That's one of my main design points. Is I want boat level dryness. If I want to go for a swim, I'd go for a swim, but. Have the high sidewalls, and the floor is actually very high. And with or without the scuppers, it's been very, very dry inside throughout. So yeah, let's see. So, I know for our folks at home, folks at the whiteboard. So we released a video yesterday talking about where we're at and some of the things that we're struggling with to get these kayaks out the door. We did ship 4 boats out today. 4 more display boats went out to retailers this morning. Me and James rolled them out, loaded them on a truck. They're on their way to the stores. I'm sure you'll be seeing videos of those getting unboxed soon. Hopefully they arrive undamaged. So yeah, here's kind of our roadmap of what's left to get these things out the door. We talked about the steering bushing issue. We have OD, a couple fitment parts. Just trying to get things to fit together correctly so we can assemble these quick and start getting them out the door. Customs and duties. Actually, we had one of our fans. Turns out they work for customs and duty, and they're willing to help us navigate this whole. The amount of CNC machinists, engineers that are coming out of the woodwork to help us out. Appreciate all of you, honestly, and we will definitely take you up on your custom support. So packing and shipping validation, that's part of what's going on right now. We have our display kayaks rolling out the door. So a really critical piece of this process in the final stages here is it's great we can build a kayak, but can we get it to you in one piece without getting damaged? So we're using these display kayaks as testing for our packaging. Like, testing different carriers to see how do they do as far as loading these things on trucks and not putting a forklift inside of our kayaks. I'm watching you guys.
So we're working on that, and we've asked them to do a really good job of documenting the packaging and that kind of stuff. And if there is any damage, then we will adjust as we need to on our end. But we want to make sure that we cover all that stuff, because that's really, really important. User manuals and quick start guides. We're learning real quick that we take things for granted because we work on this every day. That we need to have things like how to assemble the seat, like things that didn't occur to us that we need to have. You know, maybe it's just simple quick start guides that go with it to show you how to snap things together. Adapters and accessories, we've been getting a lot of inquiries about that stuff. We've shown you can see on some of these boats, the little bits and pieces that we've been making. Yeah, like our little false bottom to allow the pass through down for your table there for your fish finder, block off plates, some of the different accessory pieces that we've been making. So those we're trying to get caught up on, because obviously we don't want to take away from finishing kayaks to work on accessory pieces. So we're working right now with some partners to try to get those pieces manufactured for you. Just outsource it so that we can get you those things quickly. So yeah, as soon as we accomplish these first couple of things, we have all of the parts now. All final parts are here. We are just having to make a couple of tweaks to get the fitment just right on it so that we can start doing the final validation testing and get final performance data. We are also working on optimizing, and part of getting that data is also optimizing the speed and range of things. Because what it boils down to is that once you get up over about 5.5 miles an hour, the power consumption just gets crazy. Like the difference between 5.5 and 5.6 miles per hour is about 20% more energy required to move the kayak, just that 0.1 mile an hour faster. So if you want to go from 5.5 to 6, it's 100% more power required to push a kayak of any given make, roughly, just that half mile an hour faster. But that equates then to half as much range. So our struggle is we have to find the point at which is the most durable, safe, not only for the kayak, but also for any given battery that you might select for running the kayak at all these different voltages. And be able to use something that is going to give you the best mix of range and speed, no matter how you use it, and no matter what battery you put in it. So it's just a little bit of firmware stuff, essentially. Once we have the final numbers, these final pieces, we'll be able to sort that out pretty quick and start rolling these things out the door. If you want to come around the side and show you the other assembly room we got over this way where we do some of the other stuff pieces. This is actually the great grandfather of the FluxJet kayak. 25 kilowatt kayak. The original built it was actually 45. So that's 2.5 years ago. That only way it done. So we basically started taking that and having to scale that down online. Efficiency. So right in here, you can see some of the stuff we're doing. We're going to go over the seats throughout here to use these pieces in the house. So we put the breaker right in the box. So this goes into our CNC router. We cut the holes. CNC routed in-house. Yeah, so we get these boxes in blank. We do our own cuts, install the breakers, do the cabling, that bits. And then in this room, this is where we do all the sub-assembly pieces. There are lots of little bits and pieces. Squishy nozzle. It was a simple idea, but I can tell you after floating down the river a few times now, I'm really glad we went with a rubber steering nozzle. You can check that here. Let me grab you the prototype one of this final one. Just to get a little comparison of how these things progress. I mean, so this one, also rubber, made in a 3D printer, and then this one is made injection molded. So this one took hours and cost a lot to produce. This one is made in seconds and doesn't cost too much. You can see kind of the difference. We'll check those out. This is kind of the steering nozzles, the beta tested versus the injection molded bits.
Just a lot of different bits and pieces that go into it. Something as simple as a throttle handle, you wouldn't think too much goes into this, but this has to be able to survive all kinds of crazy stuff. It's got to be able to survive getting submerged in salt water, crazy stuff. So part of it was designing it to where it's flush into the hull so it doesn't get physically damaged. But we actually use a custom, it's called a Hall effect sensor. So it's fully impotted into the base, and then the handle just simply has a magnet in it so that there's actually no contact between the two pieces. So we can just make everything totally sealed. It's impenetrable to the salt water. Super, super durable solution. Now this is one, I mean, I know these things don't look like much, guys. And I know if you're watching our videos, you probably already seen this. But this right here, this is like a month of my life. This little guy. Just a little cable. But what this does, this is the lighting harness for the whole boat. So all of the lights come with connectors pre-built onto them. They're all waterproof. And it's just a one-piece harness. We pull the harness through the boat, snap all the lights in, and you're done. So this carries both circuits of lighting all in one piece, and it's all waterproof. That way it's nice and clean and everything's sealed. Just all the pieces like that.
Those are already set up and rigged and everything ready for foot controls.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, so basically there's another cable on the motor controller. So it looks sort of like that. It's got a screw connection on it that you open up. So to put in the flux link, you'll separate the existing kill switch, and then it will connect in line between the existing kill switch and the flux link. Give you that control. 360 light, we designed that ourselves too. Oh look, oh James has got it set up with a, oh look at this, he's got a tester. Oh, nice. All carbon fiber, all custom injection molded. You wouldn't believe what goes into just designing a lens. Powdered polycarbonate to get it to light up correctly. Ridiculous amount of attention to detail goes into strange, weird little things like that, but eventually it was a very high quality little light. And over here we have James's labor in the last few months working on these guys. Yeah, fastest around, sniff that guy out. Thanks, Chad. So this is basically the heart and soul of the whole kayak. So that's your whole electrical system just mounted on the back of the panel. We managed to miniaturize this whole thing down with your voltage regulator, with your light controls, with your charger, with your battery meter, and then the orange block on the back is actually your electrical panel. So that's your bus bar. So high voltage comes in one side, and then your bus bar, the voltage regulator gives you your 12 volt on the other side. So just two ring terminals. So if you want to go to hook up your fish finder, you pull this little lid off, and then two ring terminals on there, connect that up, you're good to go. So that's one of the nice things about our kayaks is it'll take whatever voltage you put in the kayak, it'll step it down to 12 for you, and allow you to power it right off that, and then that's the little connector that goes out to that lighting harness. Sure. See that the real deal carbon fiber there. So the idea with the FluxJet 2 is we want this thing to be super serviceable. So it's just 4 screws on that panel, and that whole module just drops out of the boat. You can throw that in a box, send it back to us. If you need a new one, we can replace it, or most likely we can probably just figure out what's wrong and fix it for you. That type of thing. But that's really what we want. We want to make it to where if you have a problem with any part on it, pull out a couple of screws, send us the part, we'll fix it or send you a new one. Not a problem. Because the idea as far as warranty and stuff is really important. Because it's one thing to build a boat, it's another to be able to keep that boat working indefinitely. And that's really our goal. We figure if we can make it easier to pull the part off and send it to us than it is to physically move the kayak, then it's in everybody's best interest to do that. And that's really what we're looking to do, is just making it where things are so simple and so easy and compact enough where you can just throw it in a little FedEx box and we can get you a new one. That makes everybody's life a lot better rather than having to ship a whole kayak. So I'm very deal with that. So that's why the drive, really being able to be that modular bolt-in solution is one thing. Really is so critical.
I've been able to run 2 fish finders and say life scope off of the step down.
10 amps.
10 amps?
Yeah.
10 amps. Okay.
Yeah. So question is, voltage regulator, how much power do I get? 10 amps at 12 volts. That's what it's rated for. So that should, I haven't checked all the specs of all the live scopes from all the different versions that are out there, but that should easily cover all the live scopes that I've seen. Should cover that no problem. One thing I do want to make really, really clear for everybody though, the voltage regulator is not intended for motorized accessories. So just to be clear, it's for electronics. It's for your fish finder. It's for chargers. It's for that kind of stuff. You can't run like a separate trolling motor off of that 12 volt unless it draws less than 10 amps. So not really designed for that. It's power accessories and that sort of thing. If you do want to run, I know there's people who ask about running GPS trolling motors and that kind of stuff. In addition, my advice would be to hold off and wait just a little longer, because I know there's some new stuff coming on market soon that's going to be a lot better than trying to take a 50-pound GPS-enabled trolling motor and hanging off the front of your kayak. I think there's some better ways to do this that are going to be available soon. But what you want to do is either run, ideally you would run a 24-volt trolling motor, and then you would just power the boat on 24 volts too, and then they would both just be hooked directly to the battery, and then everyone is happy. You could also run 12, but it just limits the speed of the jet drive. But you could do it as well. And yeah, you can see some of the bins and stuff here. We're just getting prepped up and stacked. A bunch of little back end pieces, just getting parts prepped, stacked up and ready to assemble. We are prepping all the way through March now. We've got 160 something kayaks, I think, in the shop right now. And we're going through QC prep, just getting everything as close to the finish line as we can get, so that we can get those final parts in, bolt them in, out the door we go. So, all right. What time we got, James?
547.
547. All right. You look
3D printing.
What's that?
You 3D printing.
What am I 3D printing? Oh yeah. Always something cooking. Well, that's top secret, actually. I can't sorry, top secret. Can't tell you that one. That's always the next thing. You know, we got, because what we're really working on. I can't tell you all the secrets, but between you, me, and the internet, ICAST 2026. You got me? ICAST 2026. We started working on ICAST 26 before we left 25. So y'all been warned. Just saying, we've got some stuff we've been cooking up. We got to get all of the other stuff done that we have on our plate right now. But man, do we have some ideas that we're excited about that we want to roll on an ICAST this year. I think it's going to be exciting. So yeah, with that, I think we're going to go ahead and close out the live stream so that I can quit being a cartoon character and be an actual human. But I want to thank all of you for tuning in and checking it out tonight. And everybody else, thank you all for being a part of this and coming out to check out the show. With that, thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
Do you want to answer questions beforehand?
Oh, you got questions? Okay. Thought it was getting off easy. All right, let's go. Give me questions. Rapid fire. Do I need to get some Mountain Dew for that? Oh, all right.
I got yelled at.
So. Oh, you got yelled at. Okay. Let's see. What? Will seat risers be available? No. The seat is pretty much optimal right now. Will someone probably make that? Yeah, but it's not on the roadmap immediately. I mean, at some point, if that's really necessary, it definitely could be done, but it's not currently on our to-do list. Does the kayak work on ice? I think so. I mean, you could probably go sledding with it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. How many kayaks are you able to produce per month? We're targeting 100. So in the facility right now, with what we have, we can do about 100 a month. So it's 2 container loads come in, 2 container goes out. We can buffer for about 3. Maybe we could swing to 4 container loads. Right now we have 3, so we're pretty full in there. So yeah, we're targeting 100. I think we could probably stretch to 150 per month. Battery specs and recommendations. I mean, I'll tell you, we haven't tested every battery that exists, but what I can tell you is that we've done pretty much all of our testing with the lifetime 36 volt 50 amp. I can tell you we've more recently been using the 24 volt, and if you're okay with 4.85 miles an hour, totally viable option. 12 volt, if you're okay with 3.84 miles an hour, you can run any 12 volt battery you want and just have ridiculous runtime. I mean, the amount of consumption, so just to give you a comparison, a trolling motor is going to draw something like 600 watts, 600 watts.
comparable speed with us at 12 volt is drawing about 150 watts. So I mean, it is just light years beyond at 12 volt output. What's the tip of Kayak? Run times on 24 volt. Anywhere keel protector, which by the way was one of the very first accessories we started working on. Because I will tell you, when you start using this kayak, you're immediately going to start using it as a landing craft. You just get the sense of control that this thing gives you. It's just like, I can just go anywhere. So now we're just going to be running through stuff. A keel guard is very high on my list. Do we have any word from Burley?
Not yet.
Burley, where you at? We'll follow up with them, but yeah, that's in the works. Graham is asking for some close-ups. Maybe you just want to do some glamour shots before we close out here. Minus 40 feet on this back front. What kind of run times are you getting at 24 volts? Okay, so just to make sure I get that one in. Run times at 24 volts, we are drawing about 700, 750 watts full out, about 4.8 to 5 miles an hour is what we were averaging. So it depends on the battery. I don't have a calculator in front of me, but multiply the 24 volts by the amount of amp hours of the battery, and that will give you the watt hours. So just divide that amount of watt hours of your battery by 700, and that'll give you your approximate runtime. I can break that down later, but that's off the cuff. I don't have a calculator in front of me. Been rattling on for an hour here, so I think that's all Graham has. You got anything else?
Reverse.
Reverse, yes. It's probably the biggest complaint I have about the boat personally at this point. Reverse works. It's great for clearing the pump, but it definitely doesn't have the same kind of reverse that you have with a propeller-driven boat. So if you're coming in at speed, the main limitation is that when you put it in reverse, you have to pull water in the nozzle. So two things. If you're at speed, the nozzle's way up high. You're riding way high in the water. So then you're just pulling in air. That's not ideal. So if you want to just throw in reverse immediately, that's not really an option with this. The second thing is just overall efficiency in reverse isn't very good, just because you're basically trying to take an optimized jet to push water this way and pushing it the other direction. So it's not great, and it also doesn't have steering in reverse. So it's mostly there to clear the pump, but it does have limited reverse as well.
When is January order shipping?
You're killing me. You're killing me. Right now, I as soon as we can get these last couple things done. So I showed you on the whiteboard, if you saw that. As soon as we can get these things done, we've got to get, there's 4 or 5 last things we have to do, revalidate the testing, everything starts going out the door.
Will Fusion files be available for people who want to make their own accessories?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, from the get-go, I mean, that's my hope, is for your personal use, 100%. We'll give you the files. If you have the ability to make your own parts, absolutely. Yeah, our limited capacity right now to make stuff, if you're of the mind to make it, have at it, absolutely.
Dave wants to know boxers or briefs.
See what I get? This is what I get. Dave, you already know. Come on. Anyway, any actual questions?
I have a question. Yeah. Any chance you guys are looking at?
Not yet. Tandem. Not the first time this has been asked. I do think there's huge potential for it. And larger, because one of the original boats we tried it on was actually like a, I forget what they call it. It's like a ka boat, the like rib inflatable kayak. We tried it on there, worked pretty great too. I think there's all kinds of opportunity down the road to be able to put it in all sorts of things. I don't think it's a couple of years. I mean, I think once we getting out the gate is the hard part. As soon as we're out of the gate and everything is good, ramping this, we have built the back end. And that's what's so hard right now, is we're making all of this tooling so that we can make thousands of parts. But you got to get that tool to run one good one first, and then you can stamp out 1,000. But just getting that last little fitment issues and that kind of stuff dialed in. But we are definitely, so the new stamping tool so we're making everything, if we haven't made this clear, motor on up. I mean, we designed our own magnets. We custom made our own bearings, all ceramic. But
The bearing, one of the bearing specs that we wanted had never been made in ceramic before, so we had to tool the bearing. These are the things that get myself into. But once that's all dialed in, being able to just go to a different hull, or hopefully we can partner with another company. If there's a company out there that's already making a great tandem and they want to add a pocket to their boat, let's do it. Let's make this happen. So definitely, I would love to. All right, we good?
One last one. I'm not reading yours, Dave.
Dave, sit down.
Did the retail dealers order at the same time as standard pre-orders?
Before. Yeah, so the retailers actually were purchasing before it was open to the public. So they had to pre-order and they paid in full too. So yeah, to anyone there are a few out there. It's like the golden ticket right now. If you can find one of the dealers that has remaining inventory, you might be able to somehow get one sooner than the current lead time, but it's definitely going to be a Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory trying to find get access to it. But yes, they did. They purchased before all the public did. But, yeah.
That's about it.
Awesome. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hopefully we can get better at this because I have no idea what I'm doing on YouTube Live, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. Thank you for tuning in. Good night. Now breathe. Sorry, I didn't do it. Yeah, I'm really